Wednesday Night Lights continues now with NECC side for Post-University Orange as they go up against New Haven in the Challengers Division of this NECC. Again, bringing you the action is Bearlight here. Going to see if they can find themselves a bounce back. But this team across the pitch is very experienced. They've got all sorts of chemistry. They've been together for quite a while, and led by Captain Mountain Drew, Jollification, and Pumpkin Lad will round out the roster. When you have that level of playing together, that amount of time together, you'll see and notice a lot of the patterns that they've put together are pretty natural. So can Post University be up for the challenge? Are they able to challenge them here? We'll find out now as we launch into game number 1 now of this best of 5, and right now, not exactly the start you want here. Gotti had some trouble handling it there in the corner, and KeramiK just watched it go off the front end of his car. It's one of the most unfortunate sequences I've seen in quite a while. They'll look to shake that one off. As the 1-0 lead here will be in favor of New Haven. Trying to equalize here as they had some offensive time in the zone, but Mountain Drew was able to get to it here. Now Jollification on it again with a purpose. Actually did fall off it as he wasn't able to gather another touch. And Pumpkin will find Jollification. That's a great back pass. New Haven trying to establish this pressure. Spence able to get on his face before anything else develops. This one will be held in the zone by Pumpkin, but only as long as it takes KeramiK to get back to it, but right back into the zone. New Haven's got this Post University team hemmed in their own end. Eventually they will get it out, though, off the guard of KeramiK. We'll launch a bump there on Jollification. Lots of room given, but Spence didn't have the boost necessary. And the only thing you do when you are out of boost and you try to challenge into a corner that doesn't have that boost is really just play into the hands and take you longer to get back to the defensive side. And that was great recognition from BigSpence to, instead of challenge that one, fall back out. And those little decisions have been stronger from Post University Orange. It's been a relatively rocky start to the semester after having a championship in hand from NECC. But only because of, one, the chemistry that's been developing. It's getting a lot better. And the decision-making has been fine, in my eyes. Sometimes the positioning's a little bit off, and a lot of it's been very unfortunate circumstances when they do make the right decision. However, the results have not been there. And look at Mountain Drew launching one, but Gotti's got it. Big save there, as that was a rocket ship. Gotti for getting in the way, and KeramiK now all the way back. Launch it sky high, waits for the demo out in front. Mountain Drew taking off the pitch. Gotti will try to charge in now. That one hangs high, but does not hit the ceiling. KeramiK goes out of boost. He's going to fall back to it. Shot taken. It was off the mark. Good communication there, and that's where that chemistry of New Haven comes in handy whenever you're able to call off what could have been an own goal by telling Pumpkin Lad, you don't have to touch that one. It's already off the mark. Post University Orange continues to press in. The own goal is the only goal right now on the board. Otherwise, defenses have been holding strong, minus that one exception. Pumpkin tried to transition back in, try to get it away from KeramiK, try to peel it away. Nothing doing, though. Actually, he will have to leave it, but he was on it, too. Spence, he's got nowhere to go. Pumpkin read him all the way, and Jollification will do the rest. Jump to the box, able to just doink it off the hood of his car here. And Spence did everything he could there defensively to try to pop it over, but he knew he was in trouble whenever he looked across and saw now waiting for him on the other end, another member of the University of New Haven. It was Pumpkin all over that chance. Now giving them the 2-0 lead. Which the 2-0 deficit has undoubtedly been the Achilles heel here for Post University Orange. Tonight they have yet to get any of the first 2 goals of any game. KeramiK will bring it closer. We'll cut the lead in half here, under a minute, so plenty of time still left. And Pumpkin, excellent 50-50 on Gotti to at least keep it away, but there was no support unit behind him, and so he just kind of just sat there on the doorstep. Free open range, and KeramiK said, thank you very much. I'll definitely take those. Jollification is challenged by KeramiK. Already up for it, it's Gotti. He'll play into the corner, looks around, finds Drew instead. He'll be challenged by Spence, but in midfield, Drew will be the next to touch. He was out of boost, but he did get a wave dash to at least challenge the 50-50, which KeramiK could have had. Demo again, shot taken a little wide. Now with 30 seconds left, Gotti will look to turn it in. He does a great job to handle business there in the corner, the 50-50, but it launches off his car all the way back down, and more time off the clock for New Haven. Gotti slow playing it. Good patience shown from Spence to go backside, but got a little bit of antsy and was a little bit below that challenge. Down to 5 seconds left. This will bank off the corner, and they need to keep it up here, but Spence can't get to it. Now Gotti and KeramiK forced to take it backwards. KeramiK's got some room, but challenged by Pumpkin, and the demo should solidify. But Mountain Drew gonna keep it up here. Pumpkin Lad, a great fake there. New Haven will take game number 1 as they hold off Post University Orange in their late charge. And the Chargers will charge into game number 2 with the series lead. 1 goal apiece for Jollification and Pumpkin Lad respectively. Such a balanced performance from all 6 members that are in this lobby right now. As you see goals, assists, saves across the board. In shot count, pretty even here, just favoring New Haven by 1, and that was the difference on the scoreboard as well. So, prior to launching this lobby, KeramiK and Gotti agreed that Jollification is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It's going to be very aggressive in his style of play, getting out and, that can be frustrating to play against. I think we saw it against SAGU in the last series where bumps, demos, just constant aggression is very tough style of play to go up against. But Post University Orange was able to handle it relatively well, but they weren't able to walk away with the win. So game number 2. And remember, this is a best of 5 on the NECC side, so that answer needs to come sooner rather than later from this Post-Orange team. Right now, instead, they're going to have to deal with Mountain Drew, who carried it over 2 members of the defense, but Jollification couldn't quite find the read. They weren't quite able to take the lead, or are they? Jollification right back on it. Pumpkin Lad, bullet off the post, went through the box and out. Now KeramiK has BigSpence if he wants it. Jollification forced to get the challenge. When he did, he ran into Gotti. Gotti was able to launch it to the length of the pitch. KeramiK already up for this one. Shot taken. Oh, chopped at, and Mountain Drew will bail out New Haven. As that was a wonderful shot from KeramiK. But handled well by the defense of the Chargers, who will now try to charge forward off the car of Jollification, and Pumpkin makes a good read, but he just left it there as it was halfway between him and another member of the New Haven squad. KeramiK finds a challenge, 2 demoed off the field for Post University Orange, and that's when KeramiK jumped into action. I love that decision making, no hesitation. I know what needs to be done when I have nobody else supporting me behind me. Wise play to drop back out and challenge the way that he did. Post University Orange looking to get the first goal on the board for the first time tonight through a series in 1 game. And that's truly their key to success here in this series. Those starts have haunted them today. Otherwise, they've been fine. Anytime we talk about the final 3 minutes, it's been great. KeramiK gets them on the board first. That's what the doctor ordered. That's what we're talking about. KeramiK gives Post University Orange the 1-0 lead. Defense couldn't quite get to it. 3:02 left on the clock. So plenty of time for New Haven. Just because you've established the lead as Post University Orange does not mean it's a guarantee lock in. It does feel a whole lot better than having to work from behind, which they've had to do all night long. And hope it'll jumpstart this team. And now the Chargers looking to strike back, but it's Spence handles that so well with perfection to get it over to Gotti on that corner up high. But now it's back at you. Mountain Drew might have actually been better off leaving that one, because that one was a bit of a rainbow, bit of an arch to it. Was coming back down towards the net. Speaking of which, what? Pumpkin Lad. How did he handle that one? That was a perfectly placed shot from Gotti. And basically guesswork was what bails him out. But now, back wall again, Jollification, a big touch to keep it away from Gotti. But KeramiK right back on it. He's got space to work with. Off the ceiling it'll go. Spins reads Pumpkin. Right back to ya. It'll hang in the box, a chance, but Jollification will get to it as well. Post University Orange amping up this pressure, and finally Jollification will get to it and relieve that pressure, because it was mounting there for the Eagles. Bit of a pinball action here. I mean, Post University Orange in that last sequence did everything but score. They started feeling like they were developing something, and then Pumpkin reached into his bag of tricks. That one's pretty free. Jollification will get to it. Equalize with 1:13 left. And you felt this being possible, especially when they were keeping themselves close. Regardless of how much pressure was established by Post University Orange, no matter what the feeling was, you know, as far as the pressure goes for Post Orange, as long as New Haven and the Chargers were within one, that was always a possibility. You have to, I mean, I'm sitting here saying you have to get that goal to go. But I mean, when Pumpkin goes full genie mode, bails out with one of the craziest saves I've seen this semester. It's kind of hard to really expect more than what this Post University Orange team has done offensively. Look out! Jollification has given New Haven the lead with 42 seconds left. Mountain and Drew forced KeramiK to jump up and challenge that one, and when he was done with it, it was left where Jollification, he was ready for it, and Gotti was there but couldn't quite jump in time, couldn't get the reactionary save as Jollification had launched a bullet. Now New Haven turned it all around. And this is where you have to dig deep. Things just haven't quite gone the way of Post University Orange tonight. But there is no benefit of letting things like this linger. You need to push forward, but that's back down. Mountain Drew, shot taken, big save from Gotti, but they have to transition it offensively. Down 3 seconds left. This one will bounce once. Mountain Drew to it, he fakes it. Gotti will keep it up off the ceiling. Oh, but Spence couldn't get to it. It's beaten out by the Chargers. They'll hit it to the ground. And UNH will move to match point. And the shot count going to favor the Chargers by a whole bunch this time around versus just the little bit it was last time. I say a whole bunch. I mean, it's really not too terrible there. 8 as opposed to 5 for Post University Orange. And Jollification came up big yet again. He's that nuisance. He's always there. He's lingering. And it caught Post University Orange by surprise twice, and that's exactly how many it took them to overcome the 1-0 lead early at Post University Orange established And they'll have to find a way to hopefully get a quick start again and hold on to it, or at least keep it close throughout the entirety of the series. If they go behind in this game number 3, I'm going to feel, pretty concerned as far as whether or not Post University Orange can get back into it. They're keeping it so close, though. I mean, we talked about it before this match started up, rather. That University of New Haven has that chemistry. They've been playing together for a very long time. So to see Post Orange hang around for a while feels good, but only so good. You can only feel so good when you're not putting W's on the board. We'll see if that changes here, because it's another chance for the Chargers to get their second win of the semester here in the Challengers Division, the Northeast A Division. But BigSpence will kick off the scoring. Technically, it's Gotti who jammed it in very last second, and rightfully so. I mean, that defense was swinging around pretty quickly. Look, Mountain Drew could have gotten there, and Gotti said, not taking any chances. That'll put Post University Orange in the lead. Just 10 seconds in. That's the quick start they were looking for. Coach Chixxa will be proud that they've been able to come out and get the lead twice in a row in games played. Yet another example of how Post University Orange has been fighting through some of the struggles they've had all semester long. They've been figuring out solutions to the little problems that exist throughout the semester. And those small little fixes show that the work is being put in. Look at that flip reset! Mountain Drew just went nuts! And we'll equalize here for New Haven. Check this one out again. Got the flip reset on the way down, as KeramiK had read it as an extra touch coming. That Drew was going to get the flip reset prior to the drop in ball. And he hung in there, got the flip reset, and then launched it into the back of the net. That was a clean play by Mountain Drew. A leader by example here. How many times have I seen that? By Mountain Drew. Whether it be on the main channel of NECC or otherwise, they are quite a talented team. And they can take over games, especially Mountain Drew. Now a flick coming out too. Pumpkin Lad was out for blood as Spence couldn't get to it. Look who it is again. Jollification coming back at you. First with the flick to get it past KeramiK in the first place. And then Gotti and Spence combine. And with a double commit there on the defense, you got to have at least one person swing at it. And unfortunately, that was not the case for Post Orange. KeramiK couldn't do anything but watch, as you have to have trust in your teammates at that point in time. Look, another shot taken, but Gotti was up for the challenge this time as he does get across and make that save. Spence will leave it for KeramiK. He's up for it again, but the pop was a little bit too high, and Drew was already on it. Another shot taken. So that one kind of curved around with a couple of touches there. Pumpkin Lad will do the rest. This setup was clean. Bit of a double commit, yes. There's no reason for Jollification to be there, and yet the double commit does work, as they will ultimately win the 50-50. Just pops back down where Pumpkin's known best. Off that kickoff, an opportunity for Post Orange, but again, it'll be answered. Jollification needs to tilt his card backwards to extend it further here. Chargers right back up for it too. Mountain Drew off the ceiling, had the flip in hand, couldn't get to it. And tried to work from the ceiling to get an extra touch. But Pumpkin Lad had shot it high, and he wasn't able to react to it in time to get a touch. But look out, Pumpkin Lad leaves it here, but God, he wasn't able to do anything before the Chargers will come back down to the other end. KeramiK being chased. Surely he's sick of that tonight. He was a target for bumps and demos of all kinds. Big save, though, from KeramiK as he does get back. Now Pumpkin Lad turns in. He will look to try and challenge into the box. last one eluded Gotti as well. 2:07 left. Mountain Drew continues to keep his foot on the pedal here. KeramiK took a little bit too long to gather things, and Drew found the perfect slot to make sure nobody from Post University Orange could get back to it. And a 4-1 lead now for New Haven as they march closer and closer to closing the series out. Qualification, try to dive at this one. Pumpkin Lab the next to follow up, and Spence will try to challenge. Let's chop it out here to where the corner. At least KeramiK was allowed the chance to try and challenge. Eventually, Gotti will get to it. Tried to play it out the center, but it's going to be shielded in. Here's Mountain Drew. Try to sidestep the 50-50 from KeramiK. BigSpence tries to get on it. Spence back to it. KeramiK to follow up. Gets the bump, but somehow Mountain Drew sticks with it. Now the bump away. And finally, Post University Orange putting in all sorts of work to at least get a goal back here and put it within arm's reach. And you got to credit Gotti for causing that chaos in the first place. The Chargers weren't allowed a chance to stretch their hooves, to stretch their legs. The Chargers will have 1:10 that they got to hold on to this. Pumpkin will be challenged from KeramiK. Post University Orange doing what they need to do. They need to transition and play in the offensive end for a vast majority of this last 55 seconds. They've done a good job of it. Now centered, shot taken, but it's red. Mountain Drew, the captain, will bail them out with a good save. KeramiK will try to follow up as well, but Pumpkin had read it. Here's Gotti on the wall to challenge himself. Now launched. Off by Mountain Drew. Good comms. You can tell that Gotti was called off it. So it's going a little bit wide of the net. KeramiK has Gotti. Far side. Tried to chop at it with the arrow, but was a little bit too far away from it, so wasn't able to do anything with it. Down to 10 seconds left, and I think New Haven might have done enough unless this goal comes now, if there is one. And there will not be. New Haven, the Chargers, will win this series 3-0. It's their second series win of the semester, as they will march up to 2-3 on the season. With that victory over Post University Orange, it's a bit of a difficult night for Post University Orange. They continue to try to navigate their way through the Challengers division here at the NECC, and a division that is, you know, a place where they haven't been before. They got the promotion after the NECC championship last season, and rightfully so. But without Nasmith, you know, in the chemistry that they're able to build and establish, it feels like right now that a little bit of struggle here to come together and find a groove, and that's going to happen when one of the best players on the team is no longer there. But they'll have to regroup. They'll get back to it. You know, it's not like they were blown out consistently, and it was just like loss after loss of just being blown out. These were close games against a team that was super established. And as much as, you know, I'd sit here and try to find all the positives, you want to win. You want to win these series, and it just wasn't to be tonight. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to this Wednesday Night Lights of Post University Orange Rocket League, and we will see you again, probably with a different title tomorrow, and if not, we have Rocket League again on Friday, so make sure you tune in then. Until then, my name is Bearlight. Y'all have a great night. Take care.